You know how we always see these flowers? But we never really know where they come from. Well, they come from here. Today we will talk about the power of surroundings. And I am here in Malaysia, alhamdulillah, on an island that was chosen as the quarantine island, which is an amazing like the Malaysian government, you pick an island to ship people to so they can quarantine. And it's the best ever because we never take vacation. And as you can see, I don't take vacation. I'm literally just like, I have to go in 10 minutes to product shoot down at the beach. We never take vacation, even if we are on vacation. But it was good that the government actually forced us to take vacation because we're here on an island stuck. I'm excited to like show you around as well. Let's get into it. Sweating so much. It's fine. So I wanted to talk about the importance of environments, and obviously it's a very easy thing to say. I just went on vacation, I can hear the ocean waves and everything is fine. It's not just about can I afford to be relocation free and live and work from anywhere. I didn't want to talk about that because I think it's quite hypocritical to find yourself in a privileged situation and then teach people about how amazing it is to be in that privileged situation. But when we talk about environment, for me, I have found myself in very toxic environments. I found myself in unhealthy environments. I found myself in environments where I, as a Muslim woman, African indigenous mixed woman, was not supported or accepted or didn't have rights. And I find myself in surroundings where I am the privileged person as a German passport holder. So for me, surrounding is not only the physical manifestation of what is cool as a lifestyle to live, but more about the energy that you gather around yourself. Because energy is something that you have 100% control over no matter where you are. It's similarly to time. 99% of the time, we have 100% control over what we spend our time on. And that just means that most of the time when we say, I have to do this, we choose to do it because there's a reason at the end of the day. I have to go to work. I choose to go to work so I can make money to sustain myself. I have to do laundry. I choose to do laundry. Or even I am blessed to do laundry because I have a washing machine or I have access to water. Your surrounding is so crucial. And surroundings have different aspects. Let's talk about 3 different environments. Number 1, physical. Number 2, mental. And number 3, people. Let's talk about physical, right? We find ourselves in physical environments that might not be good for us, where we might not feel very healthy. And I felt that as soon as you step out of your environment physically, you can already change your energy and your entire way of looking at life and at what you want to achieve. So for me, wherever I go, number 1 rule is go outside. If I find myself in the coldest place on earth with zero access to anything exciting, I go outside, I go for a walk. I will freeze, I will not enjoy it for the first 5 minutes, but when I step back home into isolation, I feel it was worth it. Because nature psychologically calms you down, psychologically brings you into a better mood. If you feel unhappy with your life, change your surrounding. And that also means physically stepping out. So if you feel depressed and you're just laying in bed, some days are there just for laying in bed, and some days are just to get out of bed. Doesn't really matter where else you're gonna go other than just out of the bed. If you go to the kitchen, make yourself some tea. If you go outside, if you just walk to your favorite coffee shop, or you visit a friend, or you just look at the sky, that will already make such a big difference. Change your surrounding, your physical surrounding, because as soon as you find yourself in a place where you can breathe, relax, you can feel that you're more productive. You can come back in and say, this reality, me sitting here or me lying in bed, is not my reality. I can choose to step out of it, and I can come back fresher and more exciting. And that also has to do with surrounding yourself in the right work environment. Make yourself a home in a working space that feels natural and positive and beautiful to you. And if you find yourself in a workplace where you don't feel that, find some ways to change. So put a plant, get yourself a cute cup mug, to put tea in. You create your own environment. The most important here, a lot of times, is to clean up. You gotta clean up your workspace, clean up your bedroom, clean up your entire place, because a cluttered environment makes a cluttered mind, and you want to be calm and uncluttered most of the time, hopefully. Number 2 is mental. A lot of times we find ourselves mentally in a space where we're like, what am I doing here? I'm not good enough for this. Maybe you feel like you're stuck in a specific mindset. So surround yourself with different mindsets, with different mentalities. That is number 1. Control your consumption. What do you consume? TV, Netflix, social media? Get out all of the trash social media accounts that when you look at them, you feel bad about yourself. You feel inferior. You feel unmotivated. You feel disgusted. You feel uninspired. Unfollow. And if those are people that are toxic, block them. Okay, just get them out of your mental capacity, because you need a mental space in which you feel good. And then the other part with mental is so important, which is, how do you communicate to yourself? How do you communicate to others about yourself? How do you frame your story? Are you talking from a victim perspective or a hero perspective? I have a video about this, how this really looks like, with an example, so check it out, because it really changes the way you think about things, the way you communicate about you to others and about you to yourself, and your entire journey. What have you experienced? Sometimes we experience the worst things, but we have to reframe it. So check that video out, it's really important. I also put it down in the description. Mentally, only follow people that inspire you, that make you think bigger and more excited about life, that you feel have your values and your mindset in terms of what boundaries do I set, what kind of standards do I put for myself, and how do I surround myself with thoughts that actually bring me further in my life and career. And number 3, and that's probably the most important most of the time, is people. The 5 people you spend most time with define who you are and where you will go. And this is something I've learned the hard way. I had to cut off all people in my life to rethink who I want to be spending time with, who deserves my attention, and who fits to the version that I want to become. And that's when I started a podcast, because that podcast enabled me stuck in my London apartment, being unable to communicate with people. Anytime I went to networking events, I would be the only Muslim woman, the only woman of color. People would like to go there to networking events to basically find a date, and I was over it. So I created a podcast, and with my podcast, I went out to look for the people that I considered as mentors, that I really wanted in my life, that I looked at and was like, I want to be like her, or I'm excited to meet her. I want to be her best friend. I'll text them and be like, do you want to be in my podcast? That dramatically changed my entire life, because those podcast guests became my friends, my mentors, my peers, people that still support me, help me progress, and just are beautiful human beings in my life that I just so treasure being around. So if you feel you're not where you want to be, change your surrounding. I've got one video also about role models and how you can make and choose your friends according to the person you want to be. So check that out, that's super important. The theory of temperature, down in the description and up here. I'm gonna go down to the beach. I have marketing shooting now. I have a product shooting that I want to do at the beach, and I'm already so ready. But I wanted to hear from you. What do you think is this surrounding change you need the most? Is it physical, mental, or people? What is it that you need to change? Leave it down in the comments and share it with others, because you never know whose life you can change by just telling people you feel a way, and maybe they feel the same way. They're struggling with the same thing. And if you loved this video, please make sure you like and subscribe.